Okay, this week I'm going to get into the Bioneer YouTube channel. It's another one of those fitness channels that I came across several years ago, sort of like Athlete X, and his approach is based more on like functional training, sort of like movement patterns, like the squat, you squat down, like when you're picking up something or whatever, or looking at in like a bottom cupboard, you kind of squat down or whatever, and like things like the deadlift where you're bending down to pick something up, and like the bench press would be like another functional movement, where you're trying to push yourself up, or whatever, like with the push up, the same kind of movement. And like a pull up would be a functional where you're like maybe trying to pull yourself up from something or whatever. And he also his name is Adam. He's a British guy who like I said, he's big into functional training and everything. So with the list I just mentioned, you don't necessarily need to max out on those, and unless you're obviously going for something like powerlifting or whatever. But you do stuff like that for like functionality, like to be able to like move and function as a typical human and everything. And like he's also big into superhero training, or like he does has a bunch of videos where he goes into approach how you heal Wolverine. Now necessarily, like we wouldn't necessarily be able to instantly heal Wolverine, but he did a whole video where like how you'd go about and increase and enhance your recoverability, and how you could in a sense recover faster or as fast as you could from workouts and stuff. So like if you did the infamous leg day or whatever on on a Sunday, and you'd go he would talk about how you'd eat nutrition and use things like sleep and use supplements to basically enhance the healing process of after having maybe a high volume workout with that. And how you go about eat supplement with maybe like glutamine or stuff, and do stuff to basically enhance your recovery from that workout. And he also has like a bunch of videos where he has Batman training, where everyone knows Batman, Bruce Wayne is like a superhuman, who's super intelligent, and knows like a bunch of different martial arts, and he is able the in a sense is at the peak of human physical and intellectual performance and everything. So he goes out and how you would approach your physical and mental training on how to become Batman. And he also has done a couple ones how you become his sidekick Nightwing. And I know a lot of people know Robin, but Nightwing is also another sidekick that Batman had. And he also goes into several other different types of superheroes. He goes into training on how you get into enhance your agility and everything, so you can move the Black Panther, or and he also has at least a video or two on how you increase your senses and everything, so you had you could be like Spider-Man and have that spider sense and everything. So that's what brought me to his channel, is this the superhero training and everything, because I mean, I grew up more with Marvel, but I also am kind of a DC fan as well. So between that stuff and his functionality approach was what brought me into his channel and everything. And he also has one of his friends, Grant Stevens, who's a martial artist. He's done a bunch of collabs with him over the last year or so. And how you would train with through martial arts and everything. And he also has another friend who I forget his name, but who's big into parkour. The if you are a fan of the Assassin's Creed games, then that would be kind of a sense of what parkour is about. And he does he's done videos with him as well, and on how to do training like that and everything. So and a big reason why I'm into stuff like that, like the Bioneer and things like Athlete X, and why I've covered the 7 pillars, is your physical and mental health is pretty much one of the pretty much the only things you can control in this life. So it's just a matter of like trying to like learn and like as you go and everything. So like now, sure, like the a couple like the YouTube channels and everything. So like a lot of people are like, oh, so you go to YouTube University and everything. Is like YouTube videos are good for like in a sense like an introductory like I said with the Bioneer would be like introductory into like kind of like functional training, and he also has his book Super Functional Training, which he promotes yeah, like several like 100 pages or in a couple hours of videos and stuff where like he goes over the type of his approach and everything, and like with Athlete X like and it's a lot of like okay, this is how you do a bicep curl, this is how you do a bench press, but like what's great about YouTube videos is like, yeah, you can't necessarily get in depth into like maybe like you could with like a textbook or like maybe getting into like studies and everything, but it's definitely a good introductory form for like oh, okay, so like with the Bioneer, here's what he's talking about with functional training. Let me now go into like research, go down the rabbit hole further and this and do more research, and kind of it could be like a like I said like an introductory course for like learning how to do stuff and everything. So like and when it comes to recovery, like this like one like especially with smart recovery, with one of the 4 points being like living a balanced life, this can help you lead you to like do being able to do that, because and like for me, instead of going out and like spending time buying booze and then coming home and spending like a few hours going through like a whole 18 pack or something, and then having to like spend 10-12 hours sleeping it off, I now like can use that time to kind of like I said do the go into like these YouTube channels and everything, and then go further into like further research into the topics and stuff, and use that time and effort and energy and to basically like instead of drinking and getting drunk all the time, I can like instead use the time to go to the gym. Like I said, it's like our physical health is pretty much one of the only things that we actually have control of and everything. So like it's a matter of like learning about that stuff so that way we can better ourselves, and so that way we can in turn better the people around us, and by leading by example and everything. So like that's why I'm big on like things like these channels and everything. So like so I yeah, that's pretty much what turned me on to like the Bioneer channel. Like one of the things is like, oh hey, here's some ideas like that I can use for my training or whatever. Now like there's so much out there that you can like you could pretty much get overwhelmed and be like this phrase paralysis by analysis and everything, and try like, oh well, there's this, I want to do this, and there's that, I can do that, and like you don't get anything done. So like but what you want to do instead is like learn as you go, and like okay, and take that step back, and like this is kind of where like the mental game comes in too, is like when you're intaking this information and everything. So like you can look at it like, okay, this is what I'm doing now. Like for instance, right now I'm working on like the Athlete X Max Size program. I'm still following the Athlete X YouTube channel. I'm still following the Bioneer channel and everything. But for me, like it's more of like getting this information and kind of putting it on that like mental bookshelf or whatever, and like, okay, this is something I could get into maybe once I'm done this program or whatever. So like and even if you may not necessarily get into like something like I said with the Bioneer, with him doing like videos with his friend Grant Stevens on a martial arts training, like, well, I may not necessarily be able to do that. I can sit here and tell someone like that is into like is more into martial arts, and they have like they're going down that road more than I am. I can point them in direction of like, hey, you had to check this out and everything. So like that's like the where it gets into like you can be able to help other people by going down these rabbit holes, and like being able to like intake this information. And even though like I said like YouTube channels are kind of like introductory, and like you kind of have to like in a sense find like other sources to kind of verify and everything, like, okay, well, this is what they're talking about, so let me see like if I can back up this information and everything. and then see how I can do this to be able to live my life in like I said, like the more balanced approach to like one of the 4 points in smart recovery. So that's pretty much like my input on like the Bioneer channel and how you can implement stuff to improve yourself and your situation, and therefore being able to improve the surroundings of like your friends and family, like, especially by leading by example. So until next week.